Hi everyone, so first video review for this week is for Sister Matthew and Sister Rose, Novices in Love by Carol and Douglas. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that. So if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog, then there is a link within the post. And this is the video review. So Sister Matthew and Sister Rose, Novices in Love by Carol and Douglas. Very interesting and sentimental. Maureen and Rose, which is their given names, are known as Sister Matthew and Sister Rose, and they are exploring their rather confusing feelings for one another whilst trying to really embrace the way of life as novices in the convent with the nuns. So Sister Matthew struggles less with her attraction to Rose than Rose does. Rose is more religious and conflicted by all that's happening between them. So there's a difference in how they're having this experience as well. But past experiences and their faith are shaping both of their journeys and influencing the decisions they make in sort of working out what's more important to them, their faith or their heart. So it's quite an involved and sentimental story, as I said, but it's very interesting as well. It was a little bit heavy at first on explaining the ways of convent life, but I think that's because if you've not been exposed to that situation, you need to paint a picture, which Carol Ann does really, really well, really sets the scene and paints the picture for you of where Sister Matthew and Sister Rose are living and the situation that they find themselves in. And then it's telling a really important story of the challenge that can be presented by faith and emotions and feelings. So it's that real conflict that can sit between what you believe in and what you also believe in that don't tally up together. They don't believe in the same thing. So that was a really important message that it was conveying, and they both had a lot to consider in all their decisions because you know, everything continued to change between them as they were learning and sort of adapting to the situation. And so the dynamic for them as two novices in the convent presented new challenges or new issues that they had to face and they had to deal with. So there was a lot for them to overcome, but it was very emotional and confusing for them. And Carol Ann explored each and every one of these instances with sensitivity and care, and highlighting important issues that meant that ultimately a lot of their decisions weren't just their decisions, and that's because they had given themselves to this way of life, and it comes with responsibilities and consequences and things that you have to make decisions about that aren't comfortable decisions. They're really difficult decisions to make. So I love that Carol Ann sort of built that in and didn't ignore it and didn't dismiss it. It was considered by both Rose and Sister Rose and Sister Matthew when they were making decisions, and it taken quite seriously, really, because they had made a commitment. So I really enjoyed reading about the connection between them. They had a very unique and true to heart connection that was genuine, and it was kind of beyond their control but also within their limits to control, which is something the discipline of being a nun sort of demanded from them. And Sister Matthew and Rose had, you know, such a great thirst for life, even though they wanted to be where they were. They got themselves there, do you know what I mean? But it was wonderful because they were always true to themselves. No matter what they were sort of facing, they considered everything and what they really truly wanted. But being on this journey with them, it was quite thought-provoking, and each of them had their different views on the same things, which meant it was also a really good opportunity to learn about a different time and a different way of life. So it was a really enjoyable story. Like I say, highlighted a lot of important issues and sort of brought to light important challenges that are faced by those that take this path in life. So it was a really, really important story that I really, really enjoyed, and I hope you will too. So I will pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Sister Matthew and Sister Rose, Novices in Love by Carol Ann Douglas. Really, really hope you will. If you've read Sister Matthew and Sister Rose, Novices in Love, I would love to hear your thoughts on it, so please comment below. And if you haven't read it but it's on your to be read list, you're planning to read it, or you're now interested and thinking I'd really like to read that, again, it'd be great to hear from you, so please comment below. Bye.